Well, welcome everyone. Normally we have our press briefings on Wednesday, but tomorrow I'll be heading to Juneau to meet with our legislative leadership and talk about some of the Anchorage priorities, and I'll also be speaking tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. at the House Energy Committee's meeting where they're going to be talking about Cook Inlet gas supply and other energy issues. So start off the day working with them. We've got a couple things today. We're very excited. We've got from the Anchorage Library, Mary Jo Torgerson. Where's Mary Jo? Come on up. And she's going to talk about Anchorage Reads and announcing the book choice for this year. So Mary Jo, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Sullivan. The Anchorage Public Library, as part of Anchorage Reads, really promotes community building and reading. And through that process, we picked this year's book called The Snow Child by Aon Ivy. And this is a fairly unique book, and I'd like to present you with a copy.
Thank you.
Mayor Sullivan. This is a book that is rather whimsical and looks at grief and loss, but it's special because it's set in Alaska. It made me think differently about snow, so we're very excited that this year's selection is placed in our own state of Alaska. This particular book was a National Book Award winner. It was recommended by Oprah Magazine, Christian Science Monitor. Now, as part of the Anchorage Reads activities, we'll have programs February 2nd, February 9th. There's going to be a writer's panel, and finally the author will be speaking February 16th. So I do hope you can make it, and it also, in order to find out the programs, look at our website, anchoragelibrary.org. Thank you.
And just one question. So the author will be available where and when?
Yes, the author will be available February 2nd. February, there'll be a book signing at February 4th at the UAA bookstore.
What times?
5 to 7. But the main event is the finale, and that is February 16th, 1 to 3. She's a local Alaska writer and has been incredibly generous with her time.
And that'll be at the Wilda Marston Theater?
Yes, it will be.
Very good.
Great.
Well, thank you so much. We're excited. Yeah. And thank you for the book.
Yes, it's a great week.
Excellent. Well, every year, of course, what has become an incredible tradition in Alaska and something that has proven to be hugely beneficial to nonprofits around the state is, of course, our Pick, Click, and Give campaign. Today we have Sue Brogan with United Way and Candace Winkler with the Alaska Community Foundation, and they're going to give us some more information on Pick, Click, and Give. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Sue, hi. Good to see you. Hi, Candace.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sullivan. Thanks for having us. United Way of Anchorage, of course, participates in Pick, Click, and Give, and we really encourage any opportunity, additional opportunity for those to give to our community goals that we're trying to achieve in education, income, and health. And as you also may know, United Way operates Alaska 211. And this is the statewide information referral helpline that is available to Alaskans. And so within the social service area, which is the area that we're working in, we've seen a 20% increase in calls this year statewide for basic needs and other information like, daycare and assistance and rides to doctor appointments and those types of things. So a 20% increase in the course of 1 year is huge. We had over 23,000 calls this year to 211. And here in Anchorage, we had a 29% increase in calls over the course of last year. 38% of those callers were looking for information and basic needs. So you can see why United Way of Anchorage is involved in Pick, Click, and Give and encourage those to give and help the service providers that are tapped in providing service to those that are in need. So making philanthropy choices available and bringing awareness is what we all have a role to play is critical to healthy communities and healthy Alaskans. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Candace.
Sure. Good morning. I'm Candace Winkler, and I'm the president of the Alaska Community Foundation, as Mayor Sullivan indicated. And I'm pleased to be here today to talk with you broadly about the Pick, Click, Give program. The Community Foundation, along with United Way of Anchorage, the Rasmussen Foundation, and the Foraker Group have been playing a leadership role in really promoting and getting Pick, Click, Give to become a household name. A couple of the things that I want to to share with you today about the program is we are now in our 5th year of existence, and in that time we have raised over $5 million for about 400 nonprofits around the state. So it's pretty exciting. We have some work to do, though. What we know is that while this year the percentage of filers who are selecting Pick, Click, and Give has gone up, the total number of, or the total percentage of filers who are electing to Pick, Click, Give is still just below 5%. So we still have lots of room to grow. Here in Alaska, what we know is that we have lots of people who care about the communities they live in. We have very high levels of volunteerism. We do, however, have pretty low levels of philanthropic giving. And Pick, Click, Give is a uniquely Alaskan way to be able to grow philanthropy throughout the state. To me, what is one of the most exciting statistics is that of those 5% of filers who are Pick, Clicking, and Giving, about 60% of them are new donors to the organizations they're giving. So we feel like this program really is going to have an impact in growing that philanthropic giving throughout the state of Alaska. It's easy. 100% of the proceeds go to the nonprofits you support. So I'm here today just to encourage all of you who haven't filed to consider Pick, Clicking, and Giving this year and supporting organizations throughout the state. It's an opportunity for you to give where you live. So again, please consider using the Pick, Click, Give program this year when you file for your PFD. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
Yeah.
What a great program. Very innovative, and it's proven to be a great success. So.
Great. Well, thank you for
Thank
your
you.
support of it.
Yeah. And, you know, it's really easy to do. You just you choose Pick, Click, and Give at the end of your filing for when you do your PFD online. You can give a minimum, I think it's $25, and then all the way up to the full amount of the dividend, whatever is right for an individual or a family. And 100% of it does go to the nonprofit that you choose, so there's no handling fees or anything like that. So it's very, very good. And I think in Anchorage alone, of the 400 different groups, about 200 are headquartered here in Anchorage. So it benefits the many partnerships we have with nonprofit. It is really an important tool to help those partnerships stay strong. Well, we've got another very, very exciting campaign that's about to start, and it our folks at Wayland Baptist University. Brittany Soggy is with us, as is Dr. Eric Ash, but I think you're both going to come up. Excellent. And this is the Iditarod campaign for Beans Cafe. And I'll let them explain more about what Iditarod means. And we've got props. This is good.
We've got props. I'm going to give you some toilet
thank
paper.
you.
Yeah. My name is Brittany Soggy, and I am here to speak on behalf of the students of Wayland Baptist University. 2 years ago, some students got together with the former director of Beans Cafe, Mr. Crockett, and they asked, how can we help Beans Cafe? And one of the things that he mentioned was toilet paper. 2 years ago, they were going through 75 rolls of toilet paper a day, so we decided that we would do this Iditarod. This is the poster we used. It is themed around the Alaska Iditarod, and so our first year, the goal was about 1,140 rolls of toilet paper. That's how many miles are in the Iditarod. And we keep track of these cute little toilet papers on here, and we slowly move our way up every time we collect some toilet paper. And the first year, we significantly surpassed our goal and collected over 4,500. And the second year, we collected over close to 5,000. And this year, Beans Cafe uses over 150 rolls of toilet paper a day. So since their use has doubled, we are going to double our goal and try and collect 10,000. And with the help of the community, we can definitely meet that goal. And if anybody wants to join our efforts in collecting rolls of toilet paper, they can go on our website, wbu.edu/Anchorage, or our Facebook page, or call Wayland Baptist University at 907-333-2277.
And if they do collect rolls, where do they take them, to Wayland Baptist?
They can take them to any Wayland Baptist University location. We have one on Tudor, one on Fort Richardson, and one on Elmendorf, and we even have one in the Valley. So Valley folks, if you want to join our efforts too, that would be great. Or they can contact somebody at Wayland Baptist University, and we will be happy to pick them up.
Excellent. And have you had a good response from any of the bigger companies or institutions? Have you seen support from some of the?
We have. We've had several companies support us in the last couple of years, And this year we want to extend beyond Wayland Baptist University and those other companies and get the entire community involved.
Excellent. Any questions, anyone?
Companies specific that were able to help out?
Hope Community Resources last year did a huge effort, and Schlumberger and some of the military units and Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts actually joined us as well.
Oh, very cool. Well, thank you so much. What a great campaign. This is good. I'm getting gifts today. This is good. I got a book, I have toilet paper.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm cleaning up. And it's all right. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Dr. Ash. Yep. So I got books, I got this. Well, we got one other announcement today, and it's an important announcement and something that has certainly been topical, but the owners of the Inlet Inn have agreed to close the facility, and the operator was given notice on last week. We will be working with the ownership. I think somewhere around the first week of February, the building will be boarded up by Neeser Construction, and we'll be working with the owners on a deteriorated property status for the building itself. But as we know, it's been a facility in the news quite a bit over the last couple of years, numerous police calls and incidents in the surrounding area. So I want to congratulate the ownership group for their decision. I think it is a good move for our community, and we will work very, very closely with them to make sure we can do everything that we can from a municipal government standpoint to help with making sure that the closure of the building remains safe, and at the same time, if we can assist in the removal through some of the various means that are existing in the city through tax abatement or tax deferral with deteriorated properties, we will certainly look forward to working with them on that. But this is a significant announcement, and I know for the ownership group, this is a building that does generate revenue for the owners, and so it's a very serious decision when you decide to close up a building that is indeed a profitable facility for owners. So I salute them for being good community members and taking this very, very seriously and making this tough decision. Amy Slinker is in the audience in the back. If you have questions afterwards, she'll arrange times to possibly have interviews with some of the ownership. And so, Amy, raise your hand so they see who you are. And there's Amy. So, and with that, I really don't have a whole lot of answers to questions. I'll defer those to Amy, and then again, she can arrange times to meet with the various owners and give you more information as needed. So, but again, I want to thank them for taking this very, very progressive move for our community.
Was the city pressuring the Inlet Inn to close?
No, not so much, except I just think there was kind of a general both public pressure, and certainly when you have numerous calls from your public safety folks, both ambulance calls and police calls, I think the pressure just kind of builds on its own. But there was no direct, I guess, mandate from the city that says you close this or else. So it was. We've been talking very cooperatively with them for a number of months.
And is there a date that's going to close?
I think the operative date was that on February 1st, it'll start being boarded up and alarm systems installed. And so by the end of this month, 1st of February, it looks like that'll be the date. Yes?
Mayor Sullivan, of course, some of the issues, public safety calls to the building, those people are now going to be without the Inlet Inn as any kind of shelter. Those problems don't go away by closing the inn. What does the city plan to do then?
Well, I mean, it's a private motel. There's other private motels.
Does that really address the issue of all these calls going to one area? Will they not just find a new place?
You know, it's hard to answer. You'd like to think that because of its location, it was kind of an attractive nuisance. I think, you know, the fact of being located downtown and being such a low-cost rental, I think kind of lent itself to some of the problems. You'd like to think that maybe that population could be dispersed into numerous locations rather than all centered into one. And I think that helps. So, anything else?
Yeah.
Yes, Rosemary?
What are your thoughts on Title 21 as it's making its way through the Assembly?
Well, there's, as you know, another public hearing tonight, and I think the process has been a good process. I know some people are worried that, gosh, all this work was done, and now the public process is being denied. But there was numerous hearings in front of Planning and Zoning Commission. There's going to be numerous hearings at the Assembly level, and every stage of government has had their opportunity to put their thoughts and imprint on Title 21. So I think the process has been good. I think the public has been heard. And it looks to me like the final document is probably going to be a compromise of one vision versus another vision. And, these sort of things are about compromise. I think the final document is going to be something that the building community can live with and that the general public will find will lend to a more attractive Anchorage. Yes, Corey.
I have a school district story with with the budget. They're cutting a lot of key positions, or what many consider to be key, like the graduation counselors and the career resource advisors. I know it's a void. I know that may not be needed, but that's still a void that helps kids. And I know with the whole, you had an education summit that specifically talked about ways of advancing and improving our educational level for kids, as well as the district and United Way. I guess my question to you is, how do we fill that void? How do you help them? Because it all comes down to money, I guess. If they had all the money in the world, they would have these positions, but they have to cut. So what are some of your thoughts on that, and what can the city do, or what can we do?
Well, really, I mean, Dr. Browder, he was chosen as the superintendent because of his ability to manage a large school district. He came from a school district in Florida that had over 80,000 students, successfully reduced their budget and improved student performance at the same time. So I think I'll leave it to our good superintendent to make these decisions. And again, he's much more familiar with the inner workings, and if these are the proposals he's making, given his track record, I'd like to think he probably knows what he's doing.
I guess I'm asking, is there anything like, maybe changing the revenue base that we give to them? I mean,
yeah, I think
asking the state for maybe more funding. I mean, I don't know.
Well, if you assume that the problems in education are all related to not having enough money, then I think that's a false assumption. There's many examples of districts increasing their budgets, but student performance does not improve. So it's not based on how much money you have; it's how effectively you spend the money you have. And I think that's what Dr. Browder's goal is. And again, he was very successful at doing that in his previous career. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt.
How do you feel about Dr. Browder asking the unions to take a pay freeze for next year? He's more familiar with the inner workings of the school district. I think it's probably a reasonable request. I think if you look at both at the city and the school district level, you've got a situation where over the last number of years in the private sector, wages have been frozen. People have, I think, felt very lucky to keep their jobs, yet less even get a raise. And yet in the public sector, these raises are literally automatic, but they're not based on results. And so I think if that's what he feels he has to do to manage his budget, that's his decision to make.
I was wondering if you know what the capital budget request is for Carlick Manor, and who is it directed to?
Well, we don't have a capital budget request in, it's a private facility operated by Rural Cap, and they're working with the Mental Health Trust, and so those two entities are the ones that are going to be seeking funding to both do land purchase and building construction. So I would refer you either to David Hardenberg or Jeff Jesse for that answer. Anything else? Yes.
When you went in high school and you were making that decision to go to college, who was influential in that decision? Do you remember?
Well, really nobody, so much as I knew that I wanted to get a higher education, and it took me a couple years longer than normal because I had to work my way through college. I paid for every dime of my college, and it was a process where I think a pretty good student in high school, and I knew that you had to have a higher education to be successful in life, and not just particularly a college education, but it could easily be vocational or technical training as well. So it just was something that I felt personally had to do to improve. Nice personal question, though. I like that. And my favorite color is purple. Anybody else? Thank you very much for coming.